Hey everybody, I am back with Yarn Everywhere podcast episode 5 and I have so much to show y'all this week. I don't really have a lot of whips. I'm pretty much working on the same thing. I'll show you those really quickly. I've kind of slowed down on making the sunshine cup cozies just because I'm getting burnt out. So I've kind of just stopped working on those for now, and I'm back to working on my new design. This is the Brecken cowl, and I'm using my coffee shop collection. I'm using 2 colors from that, the one with the brown and the light brown and the gray in it is my chai latte, and then the gray is Earl Grey. So I've kind of neglected this. So I'm excited to pick it back up because I just love the texture. And I can't wait to see what it looks like and like how big it's going to be using 2 hanks of yarn. So that has been on my hook. And then this is my I don't know. It's just for fun. It's my knitting project. The Copland shawl. Let me see. And I haven't really been working on it that much. Here and there, I'll pick it up and knit for like an hour or so. I really just haven't had a whole lot of time, but it's working out really nicely. This is my first time dyeing a fade set, and I'm kind of liking it. So there's that. Still a long way to go. It's my first time making something with sock weight and actually sticking with it. I have another shawl that I started with some sock weight, and then I found this pattern and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I have to try it." So I think it's my first official thing to make with sock weight and I love it. So that's really all I have as far as whips right now. I really have been wanting to um start another crochet project, but I don't know what I want to start. So I'm just working on those for now. The majority of what I have to show you today is yarn. So right before my Yarn Club boxes shipped out, I dyed a bunch of yarn and was hoping to have it in the shop for my Yarn Club members to shop to add on to their Yarn Club box. And then things got a little crazy, and I was just unable to focus any more time on that. And I had to just kind of switch gears so my Yarn Club boxes could get out on time. So I'm going to show y'all some of that yarn, and I'm really excited. I want to show you this one first because I haven't named any of these yet. So if you see them and sorry about that. If you see them and you have any name suggestions, let me know. Also, I haven't like straightened all these up. So let's see. So this one, I really like it. But let me tell you, I bought this new gray color, and I'm just gonna kind of not hank this up real pretty, but just enough for y'all to kind of get an idea of the color. And I wanted I really need to fix this light. Let me see if I can just move this. I don't know. There we go. I bought a new gray color and it's called Safari Gray. Let me tell you, that gray is a liar. I should have known with the name Safari in it, but I saw gray and that's all I thought was gray. It's more of a grayish. It's more of a beige brown. So I was really surprised when it looked brown, as you can see. But it definitely gave the beachy vibe, and I'm actually kinda glad that that dye color tricked me because I would not have I was wanting gray, and I would not have put brown on here knowingly. Um, but I actually love how it turned out, and I just think it gives all the beachy vibes. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna move this light because it's just bothering me. Be right back. Maybe that'll be better. I felt like the best parts of the yarn were okay. I think it's that light, and I'm not getting up there. I'm not climbing up there. We're just gonna make it work. Okay. So, anyways, I'm really tickled with that, even though that dye color was a liar because I really thought gray, and it's more of a grayish, it's more of a beige color, but definitely still kept the beachy vibe I was going for. So that's one of the colors that will be coming soon, and I'm definitely open to name suggestions. Y'all, let me tell you, when it comes to naming things, I should not be allowed to do that. It's like all my creativity goes into coming up with this, and then when it comes to the name, I'm just like, yarn. Um, I'm just bad about that. Like, my husband and I, had some cats when we, first got married, and one of them ended up having babies, and the cutest little baby, we still have that one. Um, he's gray. He's, like, light gray and white, and my husband's like, "What should we call him?" Well, I was like, "We should call him Gandalf," and my husband's like, "No." Not even funny. So, I just kept calling him Gray Baby, and I'm like, "Look, if you don't come up with a name, his name's gonna be Gray Baby." And, he never come up with the name, so literally our cat's name is Gray Baby. It's like at that point, I knew I should not be in charge of naming anything. So I feel like it goes that way for my yarn too. Alright, so here's the other one. Y'all, if you've been around for a while, you already know these are my go-to colors. Like anything, um, teal and purple and blue and like galaxy color or like northern lights color, it's my jam. And these are some of my newer colors, and I couldn't be more tickled with how they turned out. And I actually have some of this hanked up. I have to find it. Let me see. It's under all this yarn here. There it is. Hey, Rakina. Hey, Rory. Yes, it really is for like a beach glass type. You nailed it. So this is the one that I just showed you. This is it kind of hanked up, and I really like it. I think I like the one with the pops of white in it. I really like the contrast. Um, this is what are you? Are you DK or sock? This one's my DK weight. I have to really, really stare at it because it's really close. Um, this is the DK weight, and this one really soaked up the color, so there's not a lot of white. I guess depending on what I would make with that, um, is if I want more white or not. But I don't know, there's just some it's so funny how you can have the yarn in the same pan and get different results. But I'm not sad about either one, I think it's gorgeous. Hey, Alicia. Yes, teal and purple, are just it's just my go-to. So I have a good bit of those, and then let me show y'all this other one. I don't know what is wrong with me, but all of this sudden, look, I'm like, I'm gonna be in the computer. I get excited, I'm getting closer. Next thing you know, I'm just gonna be like all up on the screen. Sorry. Let me back up. Okay. So I'm obsessed with pinky blush pink colors. And I loved this dye color when I got it, and I literally ran myself out of it, so I ordered a big jug, and I love that. So I got the pink sand color, and then I got, like, another color that I was told was like a almost like a rose gold, um, and so I used those 2 colors, and then I used just a little bit of gray, and let me show y'all. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm obsessed. I wish my lighting was better, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get some pictures of these, and I'll have them on social media, but, I'm loving this, and I definitely am gonna be keeping one of these for me. I don't know what I'm gonna make yet, but I don't even know who I am loving neutrals. Like, I when I first started dyeing yarn, people would be like, "We need more neutrals," and I'm like, "Neutrals? What's that?" But I can handle this type of neutral. Like, look at that. Ugh, I'm just I keep saying these are going in the yarn shop, but they might not. But I think I did 2 pans of these, so there's 8 of them, and I think the majority of it is worsted weight because I dye more worsted weight than anything. But I think there may be, like, 1 sock and a couple of DK too, so Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm excited. So I think that's all that I really had. Like, I try to limit myself. At first, my plan was to just do 2 colors, because then I could do a good bit of those 2 colors, and then I got in there and squirrel, and I'm just like, "Ooh, I could do this. Ooh, I could do that." And so then I'm like, "Okay, compromise. 3 different colors, and that's it." Yes, the champagne color. Oh, I'm obsessed. Y'all know I like a bright pink too, but I don't know what it is. I'm just obsessed with like the champagne and the blushy tones. Okay, so I'm gonna switch gears here and I'm gonna show y'all some more yarn. I don't know if you caught my live on what day was that? Wednesday, of me over dyeing. These are not completely dry yet, but I feel like they're dry enough that we can get a really good idea of what the colors are gonna look like. So I'm going to show y'all those. And I just get so excited. So this is the one that was Barbie, and I overdyed it black. And thank you, Rakina, for getting me obsessed with anything black and pink. I I love this. Um, it still just blows my mind at how much of the pink is still showing because when I took it out of the pot, like it was just all black. Um, and I love how this is gonna work up. So when you lay out, of course, it's kind of a guess because it depends on your hook size, your, stitch that you're using, if you're crocheting or you're knitting, but for the most part, I feel like you'll get, like, 2 stitches that are pink and then 1 that's black, just depending, like, if you're doing a double crochet, then it'll be stacked and look a little differently, but I feel like that's kinda like how this is reading, that you're gonna get about 2 stitches and then 1 black, and then I don't know, I just think it's gonna be really, really pretty. And then we like, in there, you can tell the parts that were, like, enclosed in the hank. Anyways, okay, there's more to see. I'm just obsessed with this one. So I gotta put this across my lap so I remember to go put it back on the dyeing rack. Okay, so that was one of the black ones. Hey, J Hook Crochet, thank you. Alicia, yes. Like, Rakina, I bet you oh my gosh, you squealed. Sorry, I'm, like, reading comments and trying to talk at the same time. Yes, it does have a tie-dye look. Okay, so I'm gonna have to add this one to the shop. Like, I can't keep all of these. I feel like I need to just do a whole batch of this color. Like, I almost thought about doing this for Valentine's, one of the Valentine's color, and calling it, like, Not My Valentine or Non-Valentine or something, like, kind of a spin on the people that don't like Valentine's Day. Okay, enough about that one. So, that was one of the ones that was in the black pot, and this is the other one. And the whole time I was dyeing this, I was like, "I really wish I would have done purple. I really wish I would have done purple." And now I'm kinda glad I went with black. I really like it. I think it just gave it some more character. Um, so yeah, I'm kinda liking that. But I do have a backup plan. Like, if this one doesn't sell, I think I'll hank it back up where the black is gonna be on the inside and then over dye it in purple, and I think that would be really pretty too. So those were the 2 that were in the black dye pot. It does look like pink leopard, entire batch. Anti-Valentine, that was the word I was looking for, y'all. I have a thing with words, sometimes they just fall out of my head. Okay, so here is the one that was like a really light teal and I speckled. Look at those beautiful speckles. The one good thing that I like about when I dye yarn in a pot is even though it looks like I did a ton of speckles, I'm only getting a very small part of the yarn, so it's like I'm not really over speckling, and it just kinda gives it just enough character, but you still get a lot of the original color, and I feel like the blue, when I speckled the blue, it really changed a lot of that base color and darkened it up a little bit. I think this would make a really pretty, like, springtime cowl, like, transitioning from winter to spring. That's kind of where my head's going with that. So that was that one. And look, like the little spots of yellow, like I'm not really big on yellow, but I think it just gives it just enough character. Okay, I could go on and on. Let me move on here. I know, I know. I'm trying to not go too crazy with speckles. I think the Must Be Love Valentines um colorway, I think that helped me get like some of my speckling out. I don't really remember what was in the pot with that one. I think it was hmm, was it this purple? I think this purple was in there with that. And there's just a little pop of yellow. I was kind of hesitant about that, but I'm not sad about it. Let's see. I think that's going to be really pretty worked up too. It was really hard to dye over these purples cuz they were really pretty as is, but whenever I do finally dye tonal colors, if they sit for any length of time on my shelf, like they're just not safe with me because I'm gonna over dye. Um, okay, and then do y'all remember the really, really dark purple that I was just like, "Oh, I don't know what I wanna do with them." And then Sarah suggested, doing, like, a berry color. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad she suggested that because it's gorgeous. Let me see. Look. Look! Oh, it just makes me wanna squeal. Look at that. Oh, I'm just whoops, I almost hit myself in the face, I'm so excited. Look at that. I love it. I don't know what I would make with these, but there are 2 of them, and I feel like they need to go to a good home. Like, I feel like one person needs to claim both of them and make something with them. Okay. So, another one I'm obsessed with. I've told myself as I was washing these, I'm like, "I'm not keeping any of the overdyes." So, I'm not allowed to keep any of them. Okay, so the sapphire blue pot, I had 2 in that. One was like a light teal blue and one was an orange. Now that I see this, I think I did one like this one already. I'm not sad though because it's really pretty. Um, and I already have plans for this one. If it doesn't sell, I'm gonna speckle. Like it's just there's just no getting around it. I really wish this light. I think I'm gonna have to take the light bulb out of that, but I feel like it's just glaring. But I'll have pictures soon on social media. It's kind of cold today, but I'm probably just gonna bundle up um and get some pictures. So there's that one. And I think it's really pretty, but I definitely would not be sad if I speckled it. Yes, I didn't think about that. Christy probably will claim them. Maybe in socks. Yes, same because the whole so J Hook Crochet says, "I always keep tonals and tell myself I will work them together with another yarn in a project, but then I never do." Same, because the whole weaving in the end things or even just remembering, like, I just wanna work on my project. I don't wanna have to worry about going and finding another yarn or, switching colors, so I'm with you. I do the same thing. So the other one that was in the sapphire was this orange. Y'all, I'm really surprised at how much I like this. Um, so I'm originally from Illinois, and this makes me think of the Chicago Bears. So the whole time I was thinking, "Da Bears." Um, and I did kind of think about keeping this one and making a hat for my dad, but I don't think I have enough yarn. So what I may do is just dye some more like it and make him a hat, or just dye navy and make like the brim navy and this the body of it. So we'll see. But I really like that, and it just makes me think of like Chicago Bears. Yeah, and I'm usually not an orange fan, but I'm really liking this, and I have another one of these oranges that I couldn't get to the other night, and I was gonna over dye turquoise, um, and I might change my plan because I really like that. Da Bears, yep. You can't say the Bears, it's Da Bears. Um, okay, so the last pot was one I just went speckle crazy, thanks to Christy, she was like, "You should just speckle crazy, like, think rainbow," and so that's what I did. So there was a 50 I call a not so mini skein in there, and it was like a really dark gray, and it was a pretty gray, but it needed some spice. So we spiced that baby up, and it definitely has character now. Okay, let me put this back here because it has to be hung back up. And then there was that really pretty variegated blue, um, and we gave it some life too. Look at those speckles. I mean, speckles, it's like confetti or like glitter. You just can't help but love it. I think that's what speckling is for me. Like for the crafters, the glitter and stuff like that, like speckling yarn is like my glitter. Ooh, that's a hot mess. All that'll let me take that off and fix it so you can like get the full force of this. Let's see. I've gotten really spoiled with my machine that hanks my yarn for me, and I hardly know how to do it by hand anymore. All right, so that is all the fun yarn that I have to show y'all. And now I'm switching gears and I will be starting February's Yarn Club yarn tomorrow. And the theme for February is I'm sorry, spring fling. Sometimes my brain works faster than my mouth because I get excited. Um, so I can't wait to dye those colors. I'm thinking that, with my yarn club, I don't do like not everybody gets the same color. I usually have 3 to 4 colorways. And I'm kind of thinking that I want to do some pastels. Of course, if I do a pastel colorway, I will then after that have to do a brighter colorway because pastels just are not my jam. But I have some ideas in my head, and I think it'd be really pretty, and also, my yarn club members are, like, really good enablers, and I started a feed in the yarn club that asks them, like, "When you think spring fling," I want to say spring fling theme, and I'm trying to make it all one word. Um, "What what colors do you think of?" And they dropped, like, color inspiration photos in there, and oh my goodness, like, I was looking at it one evening and I wanted to go dye yarn right then. Like, they gave me so many ideas, like, that I had already kinda had my colorways planned out, and then I saw that and I'm like, "Ooh, I may have to switch gears because these are some awesome ideas." Um, so yeah, I'm excited. One thing that I really wanted to jump in and dye yarn this week, but what I really needed to do, one of my goals was to go ahead and plan out my yarn club boxes through August and get the extra goodies on order. So I spent 2 days doing that, and I'm really excited about the boxes that are coming up. And I still have a couple of boxes that I need to like find one more small thing for. But I'm really excited about some of the things coming in the box because I try not to repeat the same thing over and over again. Or if I do repeat it, make it a little different. Like if it's like a stitch marker or something like that, like I try to at least space it a couple of months. And if like they got a wooden stitch marker, maybe the next one will be like resin or clay or something like that. Um, so anyways, it took me 2 days that I could just really, like, focus and, try not to repeat anything, but it's kinda hard because I'm already in, like, February spring fling mode, and it was kinda hard to switch gears, so let me see if I'm doing this by memory. I meant to bring my notepad over here and I forgot. So February is spring fling. March, we had thought about doing a monochrome month, And at the time, I was like, "Yes, monochrome." And then I got to thinking, and I'm like, "I just don't feel monochrome for March." Like, I just don't feel like March would be a good black and gray month, and January of 2021, I did a monochrome box, and it was great, but I don't know, I just kinda switched gears. So, I went with Mad About Art. And, I'm going to base the colors off of, like, some famous paintings, like different watercolors, like Monet, Van Gogh, things like that, and I think that's kind of inspired from, the Starry Nights colorway that I did, um, because it originally started out as a Dye My Way, and then I had to do it again, and it was so much fun, like, looking at a painting, like, and drawing inspiration from that and, like, what colors I would pick out of that. So, I think March is gonna be a really fun month, and then April is girls' night. At first I was like girls' night in, girls' night out, and I think I'm just gonna leave it as girls' night because, um I feel like if you're staying in or you're going out, you're still gonna have fun with your girls, and so I'm gonna base it off of, like, wine colors. I'm thinking of, like, blushy like, maybe mixing some, like, blushy pinks with some, darker pinks or darker reds, but I know, like, I don't if I use a dark red color, I wanna pair it with, like, a lighter pink or something like that, and that way it doesn't tend to go too fall-ish. And then May is boho month. Super excited about boho month. Last May was another boho month, and I did all, like, really light tonals. I don't know. I'm gonna set up a poll in the yarn club because I don't know if I wanna do tonals again, because I know some people don't like tonals. So I'm gonna put a poll up and get their opinion, but I definitely am thinking about using, like, boho colors. And then June is coral reef. And I think that's just perfect. I always try to have, like, some kind of water or ocean theme in the summertime, so I'm excited about that, and then ooh, okay, now I'm doing the stretch in my memory here. July is, um yes, Rakina, like, I may have to, put a poll up in the yarn club, and I may have to just stick with, like, one artist because or, like, one theme, like watercolors or something like that, but I don't know, it's like I start out really, really broad, and then I narrow down, and then I ask my yarn club members, and then they're just like they can take my idea and just make it so much better. So, you go, girl. You planned your yarn club through December? Yes, it's a lot, but it's like I feel like it frees me up to be so much more creative because 'cause I'm not worrying like, "Oh, no, it's the end of January, I just shipped out boxes," "It's the end of February, I just shipped out boxes, I have nothing for March, what am I gonna do?" So it feels like I feel like now that my adulting's done, I can play. Um, I know, Rakina, I was like, "Ooh, neutrals." I don't know, we'll see. I think boho too, I think earthy. So maybe this time boho will be, like, earthy tones. We'll see. I'm gonna like, again, I'll put it up for vote with the yarn club because I feel like y'all can just take it and run with it. Um, okay, in July, wait for it. It's Groovy 60s. How fun. Yeah. I have so many ideas for Groovy 60s. Um, I am struggling with what to put in the box, though. I think I have one item on order, and then I'm just like, I don't know. So so that's one of the boxes I haven't finished. And then August is Chasing Sunsets. I feel like there's always gonna be some type of sunset theme just because I love it, and I feel like August is kind of that month, like, where people are kind of I don't know if I would say over summer, but it's like I feel like sunsets is that perfect transition from, summer to fall. And then September I don't remember September's because I changed it. Originally, it was gonna be coffee shop, and then I had that coffee shop collection idea, and I feel like it's kind of one of those been there, done that, so I changed that theme, and I don't remember what it was. It's just blank. And then October is Gather. And of course, that's gonna be like fall, Thanksgiving colors. And then November, I'm thinking ahead of the game this time, and I'm really proud. November is gonna be vintage Christmas, because the boxes don't ship until the 25th of the month, and I feel like, when you get it, you're gonna be in that Christmas festive spirit, and I just think it'll be really fun, and I'm literally gonna go through my old childhood photos, don't think I'm gonna be posting them online, and I'm gonna look at, like, the decorations on the tree, our pajamas, our wrapping paper, like, things around my house, and just, like, get that '80s, early '90s vibe for what Christmas was like back then. So I think that's really gonna be a lot of fun. And then what is December? Bougie New Year. Um, that's the I may change the name, I'm not sure, but I was thinking like Bougie New Year, Glitzy Glam New Year, something like for the new year. So yeah, so that's right now what the plan is. And I'm really excited about it. And I feel like the more I think about it and the more I talk about it, the more ideas that we'll have. So, oh yes, a forest green would be a really good boho color. Yeah. Hi, Aunt Patty. Please don't post any of those pictures. I have to see them to approve them. Oh, I'm just kidding. Um, Vintage Christmas cards, good idea. Yeah, I think vintage Christmas will be really fun, and I haven't really done, like, a Christmas box, but I feel like too with the colorways, it won't, like you could wear the item year round. Like, it won't be like a traditional red and green color, like, that is just screams Christmas. Because I don't wanna, like, limit anybody to, like, "Oh, well, I can only wear this during Christmas," or something like that. So, Rakina. So, y'all, this is my Aunt Patty. I'm actually named after her. My middle name is Patricia, named after my Aunt Patty. So many fun childhood memories. Yeah, I'm sure you have a ton of pictures. I need to come look through, your photo album because, y'all have, like, the best pictures and videos. So, alright, let's see what else is on my list to talk about. So most of my Yarn Club members have received their January box. I'm really sad because, I shipped out early in December thinking that there was gonna be a lot of, shipping issues. And it's like now we're having the shipping issues. So I'm really sad for some of my members that are like just now receiving their boxes, but they're so awesome and patient and I appreciate it. I feel like I'm the one that's impatient and I'm the one that's disappointed because they haven't gotten their box yet. So I'm waiting to list the extra boxes I have from December, but I'm going to go ahead and show y'all. I have Peacock. I have this one on DK Weight, and this is, I'm actually just gonna post well, if you're on my email list, you'll get an email first when, these are available, so that's one of the colors. I actually have one of each of the colorways available, and I'm super excited. Birds of Paradise. I can't decide if this one or Hummingbird Hues is my favorite from this month. I just love them both, and I'm trying not to keep these because, yeah, it's a problem. Whoops. And then, Royal Flamingo. This one's super special because my husband named this colorway, and he normally doesn't take an interest in my yarn. Maybe it was just because it was really bright and he couldn't avoid looking at it, I'm not sure, but when he was just like, "You should name that Royal Flamingo," I looked at him like he had 2 heads. I was like and he's like, "Oh, is that dumb?" I'm like, "No, it's actually really good. I just am surprised that you took an interest in the yarn." So, I will have these boxes up in, I don't know, probably next week sometime. Um, I always just want to make sure my Yarn Club members get their boxes first before I sell any of the extras, just in case there's a problem and all that. So let's see, that is about all that I have had going on over here. It has been a really productive week, but it hasn't like I feel like I haven't done anything because I don't really have like much yarn or any physical things to show for it. But I got a lot of like adulting done. So now I can just play. Um, and I can't wait to start dyeing the February Yarn Club yarn, and, my assistant's coming later today to pack up all the little goodie bags for the yarn club. One of the items that I ordered didn't make it in, so I had to, do some shuffling, but I think it's still a good item, but I'm just kinda sad because it's like you have this plan and this idea, and then you just have to pivot. But I feel like that's just 'tis the season. It's just, supply shortages and, shipping issues and all the things, and you just sometimes you just have to take your plan and reconstruct it, so. Really? Oh, you'll have to send me a picture, that sounds really pretty. I've always wanted to paint, um, and I tried it for several years, like, off and on, and let me tell you, it just I feel like I'm one of those people that, like, when I try something new, I wanna be good at it right then. I don't wanna have to practice, like, I want to be able to paint, and it's just gorgeous, and so I tried a few times and gave up just because it wasn't pretty, but I feel like if I would've stuck with it, I might be okay at it, but I feel like that creativity that of me wanting to paint, I feel like that's what comes out on the yarn, so, yeah, just a little story behind that. He really did a good job naming that, I'm so proud. Ceramics. Oh, cool. Very cool. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting something because I got a little sidetracked. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I have going on over here. It's just yarn. Um, Also, if y'all have any like crochet projects that are kind of like quick projects, maybe I don't know, 200 yards or less, let me know. I'm looking for something just something different that I can just sit and kind of like mindlessly crochet. That's not one of my patterns. I feel like I've been working my patterns for so long. I want to do somebody else's pattern. So drop your suggestions in the comments. And I think that's all that I have for y'all today. I am going to get in there and get some yarn prepped and all of the things. And thank y'all for watching live and making it extra fun for me. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you back next week. Bye.